All right. Now, in Alabama, I see Doug, and in a moment when they drop me there is DC. We've got our great leaders of Alabama. Now, what is so incredible about Alabama is that we are partnered with Omega Psi Phi. They are a fraternity. They are part of the Divine Nine. So that means wherever you see one, the other eight can't be too far behind. They invited the RVG team to come down to the Magic City Classic in Birmingham. And we've got some pictures right there on the screen. And they were able to hand out literature and palm cards. They've got 3 democracy centers in their fraternity houses in Huntsville, Selma, and Mobile, giving them a footprint all across the great state of Alabama. So don't tell me we can't plan. Doug, EC, take it away.
Well, thank you, Andrea, and good evening to everyone. And we're just so thrilled to be a part of the Center for Common Ground family and team. Certainly have enjoyed every minute of this. And so, Andrea, you having laid the groundwork, I don't think it's very much more that I could say, but I will certainly say our clarion call has been to deal with the circumstances as they are here in Alabama. And so as Andrea well knows, we started working with her early in 2020 as the 2020 elections were going, and we learned a lot, reasoned a lot, and came to a lot. And so the idea came that, we need to take this network of college educated Black men in Alabama, which has 30 chapters across the entire state, approximately 1,000 brothers across the entire state, and let's leverage it, because Omega for 110 years has always had as one of its mandated programs to do voter registration, education, and mobilization, what we term VREM, V-R-E-M. And so since we are already doing that, why not partner? Because we do not, as it has been said earlier tonight, we do not want to work in silos. And so immediately we formed this great partnership with Center for Common Ground. We're just so ecstatic. And the uniqueness about Alabama is we have statewide reach. Once again, we got 1,000 brothers across this state. We got 30 chapters across this state. Half of those 30 chapters are on college campuses. And so we talk about getting Generation Z energized. Well, we've got half of our chapters, our young brothers, on college campuses who are mandated to do this type of work by Omega Psi Phi. So what a marriage made in heaven, so to speak, for CFG and Omega Psi Phi fraternity to work together. Like I said, Omega's been doing this work for 110 years, but now it has been thoroughly enhanced. And it has been enhanced to the point that we in Alabama recognize the challenges we have. What better place to do this than where the civil rights movement was birthed? The modern civil rights movement was birthed in Montgomery, Selma, and ultimately in Birmingham. And so what a better place to do this, because we found out that approximately 1 million registered voters in Alabama did not show up in 2020. And we want to know the reasons why. Well, 324,000 of that 1 million are African Americans. We want to know why. And so rather than me sitting home and EC sitting home And, figuring it out, we started putting our heads together, saying, we're already doing this for Omega. Let's take it to the next level. And so our great relationship with Center for Common Ground was forged this year, right around Juneteenth was our big kickoff. And so now we've been working hard ever since. And so certainly we've got Generation Z involved with our young brothers on the college campuses. And so we want to continue to work in that vein to make sure that more young people like Ian, who I heard speak just a little earlier, Melanie and others who are part of Students for Justice, because we want the students engaged in our 3 democracy centers. So we're just thrilled to be a part of the team. Thanks again for the RBG team, for Lorna, Christian, and Jen coming down and enjoying the greatest HBCU classic there was, and there is, which is the Magic City Classic that happens every year in Birmingham between my great alma mater, Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University and Alabama State University. So we had a royal time and we did tremendous work. And so with that, also there's an economic thrust to what we're doing, and I'll let EC talk about that.
Thank you, Doug. And thank you to the Center for Common Ground for all that they do to contribute to everything that has allowed us to be a great part of this group. We opened in Huntsville by introducing the Democracy Center to our community with a group that is composed of 7 states across the southern region. It's considered the Economic Roundtable, and its leader, its director is Mr. Michael T. Hill. And out of that organization, we were able to hold a forum in early August that allowed us to engage our community in not only what we were going to be doing in the Democracy Center, but how important economics played in these helping individuals decide how they wanted to participate in civic engagement. Because we know through some of our early work that we got a question that has lingered through our whole entire process. And that was from a Gen X, a Gen Z young individual who asked us, why should I vote? What's in it for me? That stuck with us. And from that point on, we knew that what we had to concentrate on is civic education and literacy, which leads to civic engagement. So from that point on, we collaborated with a large number of grassroots organizations, other Divine Nine members, faith-based groups across the state, and have formed this coalition that we're so happy to be able to utilize the tools and technology that we have available through the Center for Common Ground to put everybody on the same page. A lot of times we have been working and one organization has been doing one thing, another organization has been doing another thing, and we find out that we're crossing hairs. What we've decided through our democracy centers in Huntsville, Mobile, and Selma is that we'll use the technology that is available to collaborate across the state, making sure that the information that we disseminate out of Huntsville is given and disseminated through any type of technology that we have available, which includes Zoom and our Omega Network for Action, which is a YouTube channel that we're able to use not only for nonpartisan, but for partisan, since it's also a 501c4 that will allow us to communicate to our communities. We also learned that because of that information, that we have individuals who decide that they don't want to vote, that 325,000, a lot of them stated the reason they did not want to vote was because they had fear, not actual physical fear, but the lack of information as far as how to vote, how to use the ballot, how to not be intimidated when they go into the polling place. So because of this, we also are establishing a series of civic engagement, civic education, and civic literacy training that we're going to utilize to provide this information, because we know now that we have to start from the ground up and stop going from top down, because a lot of times is how we miss so many people. So our goal is to take that 324,000 and add this other 300 to 1,000,000 individuals in the state of Alabama and provide them with what they need to understand. We use our palm cards, we use this basic information, and we're going to use this training. We're going to get started actually within the next 2 weeks, working in a municipal election in the southern part of one of our rural counties. And we're going to put together our tools, our phone bank, our text banking, our palm cards, and our general communications to make sure that when we get through with this election, we'll have complete understanding of the utilizations of all the equipment that is available through the Center for Common Ground and our democracy centers for the 2021 midterm elections. So we're so thankful to all of you, because we know that we cannot do any of this other than with the contributions that you've made, not just for the democracy within your communities, but the democracies throughout this nation. Because without what we're all doing collectively, we will have no democracy. So thank you very much, Andrea, for allowing us an opportunity to tell you about what we're doing in Alabama. We're so excited about where we are, and we are much more excited about where we're going. We're very happy to be a part, and we're looking forward to continued use of the tools that you provided us, and that will allow us to go forward. So thank you very much.
Doug, EC, it is always a pleasure. I get so excited whenever you join us and you talk about what's happening in Alabama. So we won Alabama in 2017. Let's start getting people aware of their power, and let's educate, agitate, aggravate if we have to, advocate, and then vote our power. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so very, very much.